South Falcons and your Olathe North Eagles. Both Olathe North and Olathe. And now the starters for both teams. For Olathe South, number 14, Sage Ruiz.
Hello and welcome in, everybody, to high school basketball here tonight, live from Olathe North. This evening's game is a battle between two rivals and two teams that have been heading into different directions. I'm Heath Fanning, and this is Kansas City High School basketball streaming live on kcteams.com. Tonight, Olathe South takes the trip here to Olathe North's gymnasium, sporting a 7-game winning streak and playing with much confidence. The Falcons are 12-2 overall and 5-1 in league play. For Olathe North, they're hoping to break out of a funk as they sit with a 5-game losing streak. They're 5-13 overall, 2-7 in league play. But either way, this is a rivalry game, and we know how those go. This should be a good one tonight. Star Watch alert for this evening's game. We'll start with the Olathe South Falcons. It'll be number 30, DJ Cole. He will have the handle. He's a senior at 5'10". He's averaging 13 points per game and 55 assists, which leads the team a very impressive handle at that point guard position. For Olathe North, there'll be Tanner Gentry, the 6'4" junior. He's averaging 17 points per game and 8 rebounds per game, so nearly a double-double. Lineups just announced for the starters. We'll start with Olathe South. They'll have number 14, Sage Ruiz. He's a 6'3" guard, senior. Number 24, Charles McAllister, 5'11" guard, also a senior. Number 30, we mentioned earlier on our Star Watch, DJ Cole. He'll be the point guard, a senior as well, and he will really run the ship tonight. Number 32, Cameron Lindsay, senior, 6'2", and the only junior starter, number 45, Tyler Thomas, 6'7" forward. For Olathe North, the usual. Number 1, Scott McCollum, senior at 6 foot. Number 13, Zach Downing. Number 22, Austin Hughes. Number 35, Nate Lanius. And number 44, Tanner Gentry, 6'4", junior, and the star of this evening's game. Tyler Thomas at the center and Tanner Gentry to jump ship. Olathe South in the blue and yellow, Olathe North in the white and red. Jump ball goes in favor of Olathe South, and they'll head from right to left to start off this basketball game with the handle. DJ Cole faces the 3-2 zone, feeds it over to McAllister. McAllister over into the corner now for a bouncing Ruiz, and they'll switch it around and rotate it around the perimeter back into the hands of DJ Cole. Cole analyzing the defense, looking deep into the zone, feeds it over to McAllister. McAllister drives, now holds, pivots, dumps it down low, and a travel. This will be handed on Cameron Lindsay, the 6'2" forward senior. He is averaging right around 11 points per game, so an ill-advised travel there, and the first turnover of the game goes over to Olathe North. Olathe North did just have a pretty good battle with Shawnee Mission Northwest. They fell by 1 point, 43-42. They're hoping to snap this 5-game losing streak. Olathe North here in the first quarter, 0-0, 7-12 and ticking. They check into the zone of Olathe South. Bounce pass from McCollum. Over to Downing, back over to McCollum. McCollum trapped, skips pass into the corner. Downing nearly loses the dribble, and now it's poked out of bounds as the pass is intending back to Scott McCollum. They're trying to create some space here in the zone, but having a hard time of breaking any open lanes. 6:55, 0-0 first quarter. McCollum yo-yos the ball with the right hand. Now calls his play, looks left, nobody there. Back over to the right, this is Gentry. Gentry, cross-court pass. This is Lania, and Lania loses the handle. Now laying on the floor, finds Gentry. Gentry drives to the block, feeds up for a shot, and slapped on the wrist, and he'll head to the free throw line for 2. So a great job by Tanner Gentry trying to create some space. Both teams playing some great defense here early on. Gentry on the season from the free throw line, 67%. Trying to crack the goose egg here in the early going. Free throw up and good. Tanner Gentry with 1 point, and it's 1-0 here. Olathe North, 6:37 here in the first quarter. Second free throw on the way. 2 dribbles is lifted up and swished home. And 2 free throws are good for Tanner Gentry. And that's 2-0 in favor of the Eagles. Olathe South now works it from right to left. Cole to the wing. Feeds it into the corner. Now back to Cole, right wing. McAllister looks on to the zone. He'll dribble to the elbow. Looks inside, bounce pass in, the shot up no good. It was put up by Lindsay, off the mark and slapped out of bounds by the Falcons. Olathe North back with the handle now. Olathe North student section in full force tonight. As we look on a 2-0 lead here for the Eagles over the Falcons. 6:10 here, first period. Trying to cross the timeline. They finally break the full court press. And Downing tries to go streaking down the far sideline, and it's slapped out of bounds. Good defense early on by Olathe South, pretty scrappy. Haven't been a lot of open looks for Olathe North, but they do have the lone points as Gentry slammed home 2 free throws. McCollum lobs it over top to Hughes. Hughes kicks it out here for Lonnie. It's top of the key now over to Gentry. Gentry wants a 3. This one feeds off short. Now back into transition. This is Olathe South, and the bucket is good. It was Charles McAllister all the way to the cup, and he finishes 4-2. So a 2-2 tie here, 5:37 now, first quarter. North looks to break the trap, and they do. Now with the basketball, Hughes back over to McCollum. McCollum, kind of the ringleader here, only averages 3 points per game, but really the engine that gets it started for this team. Bounce pass slapped out of bounds by Sage Ruiz. Ruiz, the 6'3" guard. He is a senior, averaging 7 points per game, but showing his defensive skills there. McCollum kicks it over to Downing, and Downing wasn't ready for the pass, and that sails out of bounds for the first turnover tonight for Olathe North. South back with the handle now. 2-2, 5-12, working from right to left, and their blue and yellow jerseys. McAllister into the corner now for Lindsay. Lindsay back up top. McAllister thought about a 3, kicks it over to Lindsay. Lindsay will drive, baseline, shot up, fade away, no good. Here's the putback, and that's money. Tyler Thomas, the junior, on a great second chance point there. And Olathe South now with their first lead in the game, 4-2, 4:49 here in the first period. Now trying to break down the press is McCollum. He slaps into a South defender, and he draws a foul. So that's 2 fouls now on Olathe South, 0 fouls early on for Olathe North. First period, 4:46, 4-2. Olathe South in the lead. McCollum now in between the circles, holds the ball on his right hip, now decides to dribble. He works to the right wing, looks left. Now he finds his man in Downing. Downing with the ball up high in between the circles. Looks for Gentry. Now he'll drive inside the paint. One to lob it down low for Hughes. It was slapped around and into the hands of Olathe South for a turnover. And transition. No-look pass to the cup. Good. What a pretty no-look pass. And Tyler Thomas with the finish. And all of a sudden Tyler Thomas has heated up. He's got 4 points. He averages 7 points per game. But you're seeing a little bit of what Olathe South likes to do, and that's really work it from right to left in transition, kind of get their open looks, and now all of a sudden it's 6-2 in favor of the Falcons, who come in with the better record, 12-2 overall, 5-1 in league play, and these teams really trying to grease up those resumes as they get ready for Sub-State. Sub-State will actually be held here at Olathe North. We'll have the live play with myself, Heath Fanning, all Sub-State, as that should be a good one. Plenty of teams from around the area will be heading over here for this gym on a shot to possibly head to state. North breaks out of the timeout. And this is McCollum. McCollum through the legs, hands off to Gentry. Gentry now wants help, gives it back over to McCollum. McCollum works right to left, now kicks back to his right, tries to skip a pass to Downing, and the pass is intercepted here by Lindsay. Lindsay back in transition, and he finds his man, and TJ Cole, the man on our star watch, but Cole can't finish. He'll head to the free throw line for 2. So quick in transition are these guards from the Falcons. You're seeing a little bit of what that dynamic duo can do between DJ Cole and Charles McAllister. Cole's first free throw on the 1 of 2 is good. Cole heads to the game just a 48% free throw shooter, which is interesting when you take into account how smooth he is running this team. Referees meet here. They haven't put the point up on the scoreboard, so we'll see if there's a lane violation. And that might be the call. No, they're going to count the free throw. And there's one left. Not sure what the confusion was. Second free throw on its way. And this one, swish. So DJ Cole now has 2 points. And so far in this game, both teams from the line are 100%. So that's pretty impressive early on. 8-2 in favor of South. Gentry breaks it in transition. His shot up sloppy, no good. Here's the put back off the mark with the sub and Jordan Bruce. And South has it back in transition. South kicks it over for a long three. Money. A nice three here by Sage Ruiz. And Ruiz takes his first shot of the game and the first three-pointer of the game. And 11-2 all of a sudden. Olathe South, 3:20 here, first period. Sage averaging 7 points per game there. And Money on that first attempt behind the perimeter. Gentry drives off the cup. This one just short. And South with the handle. South with a big run here of late. First bucket was to North, and all of a sudden 11-0 run. Here's Sage Ruiz for another three. This one off the mark, slapped to the ground, and picked up by Olathe North. Underneath 3 minutes left, first period, 11-2. McCollum looking for some help here. Actually, this is Bruce now with the handle, and he's fouled as he tries to work it to the right corner. A reaching foul on Olathe South. That'll go against number 30, DJ Cole. And all of a sudden, 3 fouls for South and only 1 for North. But the lead for South is 11-2. Bruce kicks it over to Gentry. Gentry wants a three now. Contested this one off the left side. No good. And a rebound ripped down by Tyler Thomas. Thomas into transition, leaks it up to McAllister. McAllister thought about a three, feeds it over into the corner for Lindsay, and now they're working around the perimeter. And DJ Cole will lead the point. Lobs it down for Ruiz. Ruiz back to Cole. Cole will try a three. Good. Cole swishes it from the left wing, and now DJ Cole with 5 points. 14-2 and a 14-0 run here for Olathe South. 2:02 here, first period. South crosses the timeline. Lanius, who hasn't seen a lot of action with the basketball yet, works it around the perimeter. Over to Downing, back to Lanius. Lanius left wing, ball up high, into the corner. Bruce wants a three. He shoots off the heel, no good, but here's the putback, and this is money by Zach Downing. Downing on that weak side board. And Downing's on the board with his first bucket, and they drop that 12-0 run spell that 14-0 run that Olathe South was on. It's 14-4 now, 1:26 here, first period. Working it around is South. Driving and kicking it out over to Ruiz. Top of the key, left wing now. McAllister tries to break it, can't do so. Here's a three put up, good. DJ Cole is on fire. Cole now with 8 points, and he's 2 of 2 of shooting from the field as he has 2 threes. Downing left wing, 17-4 now, Olathe South, underneath a minute left, first period. Downing asks to spread out the offense. He finds Gentry. Gentry lobs it back over to Downing, and an ill-advised turnover as he had Downing wide open, but the pass was just lobbed a little too high. And so that'll stop the clock with 48.7 here, 17-4 first period. And now South will work it from right to left. And the handle is number 30, DJ Cole. He's been hot. Let's see if he stays hot. 8 points. North trying to find a way to slow down these guards of Olathe South. They'll stick with the 3-2 defensive zone here. As South, DJ's Cole, right between the circles, looks like he's just going to go ahead and milk out this final 48 seconds. 18 seconds left. Asking for the call from the bench. Now he'll dribble to his left and start running the play with 12 seconds and ticking. McAllister right wing. Tries to break the zone and then trapped and forced in between two defenders, and McCollum, I believe, will pick up the foul. I'll say body on body. That's the second foul now on North. 7.4 seconds left as Ruiz will pass it in underneath the basket. He'll lob it in. They'll work it up. Top, Lindsay over to Ruiz. 3 seconds left. McAllister, 2 seconds, long three on its way. Good at the buzzer. What a first quarter for Olathe South. 20-4, and they are on fire behind the perimeter. A three at the buzzer goes true for McAllister. McAllister now with 5 points in tonight's game. And both teams will break and strategize for the second quarter. Points for Olathe South in the first quarter goes like this. Sage Ruiz with a three-pointer. Charles McAllister has a three-pointer, has 5 overall. DJ Cole has 2 three-pointers, has 8 points in the game. Cameron Lindsay, nothing so far. And then Tyler Thomas has 4. Those were both quick transition buckets for the Falcons. For Olathe North, it goes like this. Zach Downing with 2 and Tanner Gentry with 2. And that's where the point totals stand alone for the Olathe North Eagles, who are really, really needing an answer on the offensive and defensive end. Olathe South kind of living and dying by that 3 here early on. And if they're going to be hitting, you would expect them to keep shooting. North will have the ball breaking here in the second period. And North will come out with the usual. Lanius, McCollum, Downing, Hughes, and Gentry, the starters. McCollum in between the circles, works to his right, now to his left. Feeds it over to Lanius. Lanius dribbling with the right, fakes inside, kicks it over to Gentry. Gentry lobs it back over to Lanius. Lanius wants a 3, his first shot, good! And Lanius drains it from downtown. And this is a 3-point shooting fest here in the Olathe North Gymnasium. 20-7, and a much needed 3-pointer by the Eagles to break out here in the second period. South with the 13-point lead and the basketball. Cole, top of the key, lobs it left wing for Knight. Knight just entering the game. Knight kicks it over to Cole. Cole wants a deep 3, good! Cole has not missed yet in this game, and he has 11 points in the contest. 23-7, and Cole answers the 3 that was just converted by North and Lanius. McCollum behind the back, over to Lanius. Lanius, top of the key. Looking into the eyes of Cole. Now he kicks it over to McCollum. McCollum works from right to left. Left to the wing. Gentry, top of the key. Thought about driving. Instead kicks it over to McCollum into the corner. McCollum is trapped. McCollum needs help. He'll kick it and find Gentry over the top. Gentry down low for Hughes, and Hughes can't finish. Possibly a near block by Olathe South. This is Knight coasting and taking it himself, and a body check foul on Olathe North. So they'll stop the clock at 6:26, 23-7 Olathe South. And South will start subbing in a few players as Drew Johnson's worked his way into the lineup as well. He'll work down at that left block. Cole over to Knight. Knight, top of the key. Now they'll work at left wing. Cole down low to Tyler Thomas, and Thomas with a nice fake and a spin move to the cup is off the mark, but he forces the foul and head to the line to shoot 2. Thomas with 4 points in this evening's game. 1 of 2 to come. Free throw up and no good. Rattles off that right side of the rim. Just a 33% free throw shooter. That won't help his average. Second free throw on the way. As the clock stops at 6:10 here, second period. This one in and out like a pinball machine, and a rebound for North. Lanius bounces it over to McCollum. McCollum will chill out in the backcourt. Now works it across the timeline. Hands it off to Gentry. Gentry wants to work off the baseline, off the glass, good, and he's fouled as he worked his way to the cup and used all muscle. Gentry now with 4 in the game. He'll have the free throw to follow, shooting around 67% from the charity stripe. 23-9, Olathe South. 5:56 here in the second period. Free throw good for Gentry, and he's got 5. North will spell a substitution here as they bring in Brock Porter for Austin Hughes. Porter hasn't really seen that much playing time, at least in the beginning of the season, but possibly starting to see some minutes here. This is Cole driving, out of control, slapped out of his hands. South will regain. This is McAllister trying to shake and bake to his right. Instead, he'll feed it back up top here for Knight. Knight will give it back to Cole to start up the offense. Knight has it left wing. Top of the key now for Johnson. Johnson lobs it down to Thomas. Thomas can't convert on the shot. Off the hill, and Lanius with the rebound for North. 23-10, 5:17 here, second period. Olathe South with the lead. North with the basketball. Gentry, top of the key, over to Downing. Lobs it to Lanius. Lanius over to Downing. Downing drives and kicks it out to McCollum. McCollum back to the top of the key. Left wing now for Gentry. Gentry wants to go one-on-one. He'll break the zone. Spin move to the block, and he met right in the face Knight, and they're going to land him with the charge. It was a strong move by Gentry, but even better defense by Noah Knight. And South trying to do it on both ends all of a sudden, not just offensively but defensively. So now the clock stands at 4:56 and running. 23-10, Olathe South. Johnson over to Knight. Knight holds the ball. Top of the key, they'll work it around. This is Lindsay. Back over to Johnson. Hot potato. Knight, top of the key. Up to Cole, down low, one-on-one, and good. This is converted by Cameron Lindsay, and he's on the board. So every starter has scored a bucket tonight for Olathe South. 25-10 for the Falcons, 4:20 and ticking. North trying to break the trap, and this is McCollum, and he'll take too many steps. They're really starting to harass the Eagles as they've been trapping pretty well on the ball. 25-10. South likes to play that quicker pace. They don't waste a lot of time before they try to push the ball to the basket. Johnson left wing, looks for the cutter, nothing there. Cutter was McAllister. This is Knight over to Cole. Cole right wing, over to McAllister left wing. Possibly could have had the shot, but the ball was in and out of his hands, and now he'll set up the point. McAllister looks over the sidelines for the play. Now he'll tell him to spread out. Bounce pass over to Lindsay. Lindsay thinks about driving, now kicks it over to Johnson. Johnson baseline jumper just off the mark, and a rebound goes for Lanius of Olathe North. 25-10, Olathe South, 3:40 and ticking, second period. Lanius over to McCollum. McCollum off that wing. Now has an open court, trying to find Gentry, and he does. Gentry will drive baseline, one-on-one. Here's the shot and the swish home for Tanner Gentry. A pretty move there by the 6'4 junior. He's got 7 to lead all scores for the Eagles. 25-12 now. Olathe South with the lead. 3:16 to left before we head to halftime. McAllister kicks over to elbow. Now bounce pass to Lindsay. Lindsay double team, and he'll finish. Worked off that pivot to the left side and broke down the double team. And a nice finish there by Lindsay, and he's got 4. So doing it inside and outside of South. Gentry goes 1-on-2, and he'll air it up to the cup. Falls short, but draw the foul, so he'll head to the free throw line. Both teams now evened up at 5 fouls apiece. The foul will be on number 25, Drew Johnson. That's his second of the ball game. Clock stands at 2:50, 27-12, Olathe South. 2 free throws on the way. First one good for Gentry, and he's got 8. 27-13, Olathe South. North trying to stop a little bit of this bleeding. South is really a team that is great in transition, and it's tough when you're limited in the depth area. Second free throw good as well. Gentry looking confident at the free throw line. He's got 9 to lead all scorers for Olathe North. DJ Cole leads all scorers for Olathe South with 11 points, 27-14, 2:38 and ticking here, second period. This is Ruiz. Ruiz will take it himself now, kick it out to the wing for Knight. And there is a foul down low. I would assume that Ruiz wasn't in the act of shooting, so they'll keep it on the floor. That's the 6th foul. Next one will be Charity and into the bonus. They'll lob it up top. Lindsay, hot potato over to Thomas. Ruiz wants to kick it from the elbow. He's just off the mark. And a great rebound by Gentry, 27-14 and 2:23 and ticking before halftime. McCollum, left to right with the basket. Good man-to-man defense here. Pressured on by Knight. He'll find Hughes to the left wing. Hughes lobs it right to Lonnie. It's back to Hughes. Hughes doesn't know what to do, so he'll kick it back up top. Gentry wants the 3, and just in and out, and back over to South. South works it quick from right to left. This is Cole off the wing. Down baseline jumper, good. Cameron Lindsay now is the hot hand here in the second period. He's got 6, and he's 3 for 3 on conversions here as of late, 29-14, South in the lead. Trap now is Porter. Porter finds Hughes down low, and Hughes will finish. Hughes is on the board with 2. 29-16 South. 1:28 left here in the first half. Nice steal by Hughes, doing it on both ends. They were trying to work it inside to the paint, and now Lanius will walk it up for the Eagles. Lanius over to Gentry on the wing. Back to Lanius. Lanius pump fakes for a 3. Now he'll take it on the second try. This one's too strong. And back into the hands of South. Cole on the near sideline holds up the offense as the clock strikes 1 minute left here in the first half. 29-16 South. We'll see if they hold for the last possession. This is Lindsay standing all alone. North not applying any pressure. You got to think, with a little lack of depth, they've got to save those breaths, extend their minutes as long as they can, but not pressure themselves out. They know if they're down by 13 here, they want to go possession by possession for right now and not try to play this transition game with the Falcons. So Cole standing in between the circles. Olathe North student section giving it to DJ Cole. 29-16. Cole now drives to his left, kicks it up top for Ruiz. They'll rotate it around. 42 tonight. Now Ruiz wants a long 3. This one in and out. Hughes with a nice rebound. 3 seconds left. He'll heave it down the floor. He had time on the clock, and the shot's off the mark. I think he thought he had a little less time. A good heads-up play, but the clock does stop at 1 second as the ball slapped the wall where all the banners hang here at Olathe North. 29-16, 1 second, and here's a Hail Mary throw by Cole, and it just stopped the mark. So 29-16 will be our halftime score. We'll break down the scores before we take our break. And the scores goes as follows. Olathe South Falcons, Sage Ruiz has a 3-pointer. Charles McAllister stands at 5 points. DJ Cole leads all scorers with 11. Cameron Lindsay has 6. And Tyler Thomas has 4. For Olathe North, the offense has been a little skimpy, but Tanner Gentry has definitely been the star, and he was on our star watch. He has 9. Nate Lanius has a 3-pointer. Austin Hughes has 2, and Zach Downing has 2. Score at halftime, 29-16. We'll be back after a quick break. You're watching Olathe South versus Olathe North right here live on KCTeams.com.
The Eagles, very special guest performers, will be performing their award-winning novelty routine, which won top honors at both competitions the Eagles attended in the
Welcome back from break, everybody. 29-16 at halftime. Now both teams will head out back to the floor. And it looks like Olathe South will have the basketball, up 13. Again, leading scores for both squads. Olathe South, DJ Cole had 11 in that first half, and Tanner Gentry had 9 for Olathe North. So Cole now will cross the timeline and hold the ball with the right hand, dribbling, facing McCollum. Creates some space. Kicks it now over Thomas. Thomas tries to skip a pass down low for Lindsay. Lindsay was cutting across the paint, and it's slapped out of bounds. Will stick with Olathe South. Ruiz now will throw it in underneath his own basket. Looks from right to left, finds Thomas. Thomas over to Lindsay. Lindsay top of the key. Now he finds a cutting Cole on the right wing. Cole wants to go one-on-one. Now he stops beyond the perimeter. Kicks it up to Lindsay, top of the key. Lindsay will hand it back over to Cole, and they'll start up the play. 13-point lead. Cole throws the number 1 up. Kicks it down for Thomas on the elbow. Thomas looks down low, nothing there. Back out to Cole. Top, Ruiz, long 3, just off the front rim, no good. Lindsay had the chance at the rebound, and it slapped into the hands of Olathe North. So McCollum now will take it up from right to left. McCollum, man-to-man defense here. McAllister applying great pressure on him. McCollum over to the right wing, looking for a pick, nothing there. Now he finds Lanius, and then Lanius trying to save the ball from going out of bounds. Gets it slapped off his hand, and that will be a turnover back into the possession of the Falcons. So 6:55 here, third period, 29-16. Same score from half. This is Cole, top of the key. Now he wants to drive, dribble drive up the left glass, off, no good, but Lindsay with the follow. And Lindsay now has 8 points, 31-16. Olathe North trying to find some kind of offense. Downing back to McCollum, near sideline. McCollum breaking out of the trap over to Downing. Downing off the right wing, back to McCollum. McCollum works off the pick from Gentry. Nothing there. Back to Downing, hot potato. Back to McCollum. McCollum drives, feeds it over to Downing. Downing now trapped in the corner. Over to McCollum. McCollum, top of the key, Lanius. Good zone trapping here by South. However, a beautiful pass from Gentry to Hughes, and Olathe North finishes. 31-18. The score, and Hughes now with 4 points in the game. Cole has it on the wing. They'll work it around the perimeter. Ruiz left wing. Off the elbow, down low for Thomas. Thomas spin move, the shot good, and the foul. Thomas now with 6, and he'll head to the free throw line, or he's 0 for 2 tonight. 33-18 in favor of South, where the clock stops at 5:35 here in the third quarter. Foul on number 22, Austin Hughes, his second. Old-fashioned three-point play by Thomas is circles in and out, no good. So now 0 for 3 on the night from the charity stripe. 15-point lead, sticks with South. McCollum back at the handle. Facing DJ Cole now on the wing. McCollum into the paint, kicks it, Hughes baseline. Now over to Gentry on the wing. Gentry with the ball up high, finds a cutter. This is Downing. Downing stuck in no man's land. And now work it back top of the key. He'll bounce it down low for Hughes. Hughes, nice little sky hook, but this one off the right cylinder, no good. McAllister left wing. Bounce pass for Thomas. Thomas goes one-on-one, straight up against Hughes, and he forces a shot and some body contact. The shot won't fall, but he'll head back to the free throw line. 33-18, 4:55 here, third period. Third foul now on Austin Hughes of Olathe North. Thomas, free throw up and good. Now 1 for 4 on the night from the free throw line. He's got 7. He'll have a second free throw to follow, as the score stands at 34-18 South. Second of 2 is good. He's finding that free throw touchdown. He's got 8. Substitution night will spell Ruiz. 35-18, 4:55, and now a full court man-to-man defense here by Olathe South. North up the floor to Downing. Downing will hold the ship. In between the circles, working towards his right. Knight applying the defense. Now I'll hand it over to McCollum. McCollum over to Gentry on the left wing. Gentry kicks into the corner. This for Lanius. Back to Gentry, trying to go behind the back and then loses control and trying to save the basket. He'll draw a foul into DJ Cole. So what looked a little bit terrifying at first for Olathe North on the offensive end turns into a foul on South. And that's their first foul here in the second half. It's 35-18 in favor of Olathe South. Entry pass, perfect into Gentry, and Gentry just loses focus. And a turnover into the hands of South. Olathe North, with that televised turnover, will have to get back on defense. 4:30 and ticking here as Cole walks it across the timeline. Now over to Knight. Knight to the free throw line. Back to the right wing. This is to Nelson. Nelson just checking in for the first time tonight. Cole works off a pick. Now he wants a three, and he's got it. Cole from downtown, and he has been money from there. He's got 14 now, and he averaged 13 a game, so he's already over that total. 38-18, the largest lead of the game for Olathe South. A near steal by Cole. Now heavy pressure defense on Downing, and I think they're going to say this is a foul on Downing as he tried to regroup the basketball. And so not a lot of things going the right way for the Eagles, and they'll hand it back to the Falcons in the Battle of the Birds. 33:50 left here, third period, 38-18. Lindsay looks inside. They're working around the perimeter. Thomas, Nelson, Cole. Lindsay drives, 1-on-2. Back out, long three on the way. Good! Coming off the bench, David Nelson has 3 points. The sophomore, and now a timeout on the floor for Olathe North, the largest lead of the game for Olathe South, 41-18. The clock stops at 3:26 here in the third period. 2 fouls so far in the second half on North, 1 foul for South. And it's really been the DJ Cole show here in tonight's game of Olathe South. We knew coming in that he was going to be on our star watch, and he has answered every bit of it. 14 points, most of those coming from threes, 4 3-pointers in the contest. He also got 2 from the free throw line. Tyler Thomas and Cameron Lindsay have 8 points apiece, working down low on the block. 3 points that you just saw for David Nelson, his first minutes tonight, and he's making every minute worthwhile. Charles McAllister has 5 points. Sage Ruiz has 3. That's your scores for Olathe South. For Olathe North, Tanner Gentry has been held scoreless here in the second half. He has 9. Nate Lanius has 3. Austin Hughes has 4. And Zach Downing has 2. 41-18, 3:26 here, third quarter. And we'll see what North decided to do after the timeout and what kind of offense they'll run against this aggressive defense from the Falcons. They'll need to cross the timeline. They do, but now a pressure and a trap and a foul. And we'll see if they throw this on Nelson or Cole. Now even both teams up with 2 fouls apiece, and they're going to hand the foul on David Nelson. That'll be the youngster's first foul of this evening. North entries the ball to McCollum. McCollum finds Downing. Downing drives. Left wing for Lanius. Now on the baseline for Gentry. Cross court skip pass for McCollum, who thought about a 3. Now he'll bounce it over to Downing. Downing left wing. Lanius wants a 3. Contested. Good. Lanius has looked great when he shot. and he's got 2 threes and 6 points in the contest. South drives on the other end. This is Knight off the left baseline, and he'll go into the land of the trees and force a foul. 41-21, Olathe South with the lead. North just coming off that three-pointer. They'll say the shot attempt by Knight was on the floor, and South will keep it underneath their own basket on the right end. From the baseline, up top, Thomas, Lindsay, down low for Knight. Knight doesn't like what he has, and he'll work back at top of the perimeter and feed it to the point. And Cole, left wing, skips it over to Knight. Knight drives right. Now back up top from Nelson. Nelson swings it left for Cole. Cole, ball up high, down low, and a pretty finish by Lindsay. That was textbook there, the way he posted up and finished. And Lindsay now in double figures with 10, 43-21, and a nice feed from DJ Cole. South with the 22-point lead, 2 minutes left here, third period. This is Bruce for North with the handle. Left over to Lanius. Back to Bruce in the corner. Top of the key goes Downing. Downing back to Bruce. Bruce thought about a three. Now his drive to his right. Trapped. Top of the key. And they'll hand it back over to Lanius. Lanius back to Bruce. Now he's asking them to work the offense. Faked like he was going high, then skips a pass down low, and the ball's on the floor and back into South's hands on the turnover. Left to right. South working with the 43-21 lead. Cole, top of the key, 1:22 left here, third period. Knight thought about a three on the wing. Now he'll pick up the dribble and tries to work off the screen into the paint. 1-on-3 and a foul over the top on Gentry. Knight showing a little bit of that athleticism that he holds. And he'll head to the line for two. Noah Knight just a freshman, so things really looking up here for Olathe South. Knight's perfect on his first free throw attempt, 67% free throw shooter. He's on the board, 44-21. Thomas will come out. And number 25, Drew Johnson, will spell him. Second free throw, good as well. Noah Knight looking good. He's got two and perfect from the free throw line. 45-21, 1:04 here, third period. North, Lanius, top of the key, back to Downing. We'll see how they play out this last minute in the third period. Bruce, head and shoulder fake, back over to Lanius. They'll rotate into the corner. Porter, quick pass from Bruce down low, intended for Gentry, and Gentry slams the ball on the floor in frustration. The ball was just a tad bit high. And now they'll give Downing a breather as McCollum comes back into the game, and they'll run a guard-heavy offense here. Will the Eagles. 24-point lead, South with the basketball, and 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. Lindsay over to Knight. Knight over to Nelson. Nelson will find Cole. Cole in between the circles. Back over to Knight. He'll keep it in between the circles. Waste some clock. Lindsay has it left wing. Up top for Cole. 18 seconds left here, third quarter. 24-point lead for South. DJ Cole now working some clock between the legs over to Lindsay, over to Nelson. Nelson working with the weave, and now stolen away by North. Up the floor. Bruce, 3 seconds left. He'll heave up a shot that won't fill the cup, but he draws the foul. And he'll head to the free throw line. Jordan Bruce, just a 50% free throw shooter on the season. He's trying to get on the board here as he puts that right toe on the line, kicks back the left foot off, and the free throw is off the glass and good. So Bruce breaks a smile, and he'll have a second attempt on the way. 45-22 in favor of South. Second free throw good as well. And Jordan Bruce now off to the board with two. Last second shot up and just short. Fans thought that might fall in as the clock hits zeros, and we'll head to the fourth quarter. 45-23, an explosive third period there by Olathe South as they led it by 13 at half, and now they lead it by 22 after 3 periods of play. The leading scorer for both teams is DJ Cole with 14. Cameron Lindsay of South has 10. Tyler Thomas of South has 8. And then it goes 5 for Charles McAllister. Noah Knight has 2. Sage Ruiz has 3. And Dave Nelson has 3. Olathe North, Zach Downey with 2. Austin Hughes with 4. Jordan Bruce with 2 free throws there at the end of the third quarter. Nate Lanius with 6. And Tanner Gentry with 9. We said the Star Watch would definitely be between Tanner Gentry and DJ Cole, and they haven't disappointed at all. Both lead their respective teams in the scoring category. Fouls 4 here in the second half for Olathe North as we head to the fourth quarter, and just 3 for Olathe South. North will have the basketball. Bruce, McCollum, Lanius, Gentry, and Porter will be on the floor. Lanius left wing, top of the key, in between the circles. Now ill-advised pass and poked away, and South will have the basketball. McAllister will handle it. They'll work it around, rotate it, back over to Cole. Top of the key, now right wing for Johnson. Left wing now for Lindsay. Lindsay will give it back to the main man in Cole. Cole right wing. McAllister over to Johnson. Hot potato back to Cole. Cole finds Lindsay. Open 3 on the way. This one off the right side. No good. McAllister nearly grabbed that offensive rebound, and it's slapped out of bounds by McAllister of Olathe South. Back over to Olathe North. 45-23. North back with the basketball. South with the lead. 7:13 left in the game. Porter into the corner. Nice give to Gentry, and Gentry just a little too strong with the finish. He'll miss the shot, but we'll head to the free throw line. Nice little give and go. Porter with a nice feed to Gentry, and Gentry now will have a couple of free throws on the way. Free throw up and a little strong. And that one's off the mark. 4 fouls apiece now. Second free throw on its way. And this one is good, and now Olathe North has their first player in double digits. He's got 10, 45-24. This is South, left wing Ruiz. See if the Falcons try to kill some clock. Instead, they'll find a cutting Lindsay over to McAllister. McAllister can't finish. Here's the putback by Johnson, and Johnson's fouled in the transition by Gentry. 45-24, that's the third foul on Gentry in this game. Lead remains with Olathe South. 6:51 is where the clock stands. 5 fouls now on Olathe North and just 4 for South. Johnson's free throw up and good. Johnson now on the board with 1 point off the free throw. 46-24. Takes a deep breath. 3 dribbles. Spins into his lap. Free throw up, and this one toilet bowls in and out. And a rebound goes for North. So we kick out the last 6:44 here left in the game. Bruce holds it in between the circles. Bruce over to McCollum. McCollum now asked to rotate. He'll find Lanius on the wing. Lanius works to the left, now through the legs. Yo-yos and head and shoulder fake over the top to Bruce. Bruce drives, heaves it over to Downing, and they'll rotate it back to Lanius. Lanius, top of the key. Over to Gentry. Gentry wants to go 1-on-2. He pivots, fades away, shot off the mark, no good. Rebound picked up by South, but feeds it up to McCollum. And Olathe North will regroup here. McCollum checking the clock. Finds Lanius. Lanius double teamed over to Gentry. Gentry wants the long three and got it. Gentry showing some range, and he's got 13. Just a junior, so they'll definitely have something to build off of, as he is definitely impressive on the offensive and defensive end. 46-27, 19-point lead here for South. 5:27 left in the game. This is Lindsay off the right glass, and he finishes. Lindsay now with 12. 48-27 Olathe South. 5:15 left in the game. Lanius between the circles. Looks on the 2-3 zone. Student section pretty quiet right now for Olathe North. And about 5 minutes left. Bruce forces his three contested, and this one leaks off the front end. McAllister now wants to push it from left to right. He'll go 1-on-2, and a nice little floater to finish. McAllister hasn't really worked much on the offensive end, at least on the shooting wise. He had 5 in the first quarter, now has his first bucket of the second half. He's got 7. 50-27, 3 all alone. Porter, this one no good, but here's the putback, and it's a nice finish. And a good example of staying with the basket and staying with your shot is Porter there, as he's got his first points of the game with 2. 50-29, Olathe South with the lead. 4:20 left in the game. Bounce pass low. Johnson forces a shot contested off the mark. Lindsay now with the putback, no good. And there's DJ Cole to finish with a third attempt. And Cole now with 16, 52-29, 4:04 left in this game. And a timeout will go for Olathe North, as head coach Jeff Walton wants to discuss. And he'll work with the clipboard. No matter what the score is, these coaches are always trying to find a way to improve these players on the floor and off the floor. And definitely a team game. Olathe North really just taking on a great opponent in Olathe South, who has been pretty dang good this season. 12-2 overall. They're 5-1 in league play, and they sit behind Olathe Northwest, who's 6-0 on the season. And so hoping possibly, you know, how their schedule kind of matches up, wondering if they might have a shot to take a share of that league title. They would need Northwest to, you know, fall one of these games, though, in the league play. The remaining schedule we'll have Shawnee Mission East, Lawrence Free State, and Shawnee Mission Northwest, and also Olathe East. 52-29. Gentry will get caught on a travel here. Just pivoted too early. Clock will stop at 3:49. Score 52-39 Olathe South. Knight will now take it. The freshman into the front court. Good D by Bruce. They'll hold it at the top of the key. They'll rotate it around, and they have a few players that don't get much playing time in there. This is Nelson on the left wing. This is McAllister with the bounce down low. First shot attempt here for Olathe South, Chris King, and he's off the mark and a block. Here's McCollum trying to take it to the right side, and he's off the mark. South with the basket, tries to heave it inside, and it's stolen away by North. McCollum with the wide open three. This one's long and no good. And now a foul on Lanius as he hooked Nelson trying to grab the rebound. So the ball will head back to Olathe South. 52-29, and the Falcons cruising here with 3:04 left in the game. McAllister walks it slow. Bruce will apply some pressure on him. South with the basketball. This is King, top of the key. Right wing for Knight. Down low for Lindsay. Lindsay gives it back to King. They're trying to get King some action, but King can't handle the pass. In transition, this is North. Ball's on the ground, on the deck, and Bruce will heave it over to Lanius. Lanius wants a three. This one, no good. rebound for South, and they'll say King traveled as he got a few steps just ahead of himself, and they'll give it back to North. Couple of players now into the game. Brad Garcia, also Blake Samsky. 3 on the way, good. This is Porter. Porter heating up here in the fourth quarter. He's got 5, 52-32, 20-point lead. And 2:20 left for the left of this contest. Knight over to King on the elbow. Back door for Nelson, and Nelson wasn't ready for the pass. Another turnover on the floor. Gives the ball back to North. 52-32. Olathe South with the 20-point lead and 2 minutes left to play. Bruce Gentry from the free throw line. Knifes through traffic and drives to the cup and forces the foul, and he'll head back to the free throw line. 2 free throws to come here for Gentry. He leads all scorers tonight for Olathe North with 13. Free throw up and good. Gentry now with 14. Second free throw on the way. Gentry just off the mark. Here's Bruce's putback, and that's good. Bruce has really added an extra energy boost off that bench. The 5'9" junior has a lot of speed and possibly has a pretty promising senior year upon him. Shot up, no good for Knight. King with the putback and the rebound. He's off the mark twice. And now slow, no, saved and bounds. This is Garcia, head and shoulder fake. Tried to heave it out to Knight, and it's stolen away for Gentry. Gentry in transition, all by himself. Can't handle it. And South will slap it out of bounds. 52-35, Olathe South with the lead. 1:21 left. King now comes out of the ball game. And number 25, Drew Johnson, will get some more playing time. Bruce wants a 3. This one off the heel, no good. He holds his nose like he got hit. And South will pick up the rebound and now hold it on the wing. Knight with 1:08. Johnson, right wing, they'll rotate. Samsky, backdoor, Garcia won to finish. McCollum came in for the block and fouled him. Great way, though, of running the offense there for Olathe South. You see a little bit of what their JV team looks like. Garcia will have 2 free throws to come. First one, good. Brad Garcia on the board. He's got 1 point. 35-53, 1:01 left in this contest. Garcia, 3 dribbles, free throw, pinballs in and out. Porter with the rebound for North. And underneath 1 minute and ticking. Bruce into the front court, 53-35 South. Bruce, nice little drive and picks up the shot and makes it. And Bruce having a really good second half here off the bench. She's got 6. A nice finish by South on the other end. 55-37. 34 seconds left. Here comes a long 3 for North, and this one's good. Tyler Stelton. And Stelton comes into the game and hits off the bench. That's got to be a big moment for the 6-foot junior who doesn't see much playing time. Here we are in the final seconds, 13 seconds and a foul on the floor, 55-40. South's going to come away with their 13th win on the season. They'll head to 13-2 and 6-1 in league play. Here's another 3 North. This one's strong. Rebound goes for South, and they'll dribble it out. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and zeros. And that's the final score, folks. 55 to 40. And Olathe South now 13-2 on the season, 6-1 in league play. Olathe North falls to 5-14 and 2-8 in league play. Scores for Olathe North: Zach Downing with 2, Austin Hughes with 4, Jordan Bruce with 6, Nate Lanius with 6, Tanner Gentry with 14, Porter with 5, Stelton with 3, and that rights the ship for Olathe North. For Olathe South goes as follows: Sage Ruiz with 3, Charles McCluster 7, Drew Johnson with 1, DJ Cole leads all scores with 16, David Nelson with 3, Cameron Lindsay with 12, Noah Knight with 2, and Tyler Thomas with 8. Also, Garcia had a free throw as well. Final score 55-40, a 15-point win here for the Olathe South Falcons. Remember, folks, we will have sub-state action right here on kcteams.com live from Olathe North. So remember to put that in your memory bank. And if you just joined us here for the stream, we will have a replay of it. We hope we have it up and rolling by tomorrow. But if we don't have it up by tomorrow, we will have it up at least by Monday. So if you want replay of this, remember, just go to kcteams.com and we will have the replay up. You can watch it for the remainder of the year whenever you want to come back to possibly your son or your players. A big night. All right, final score here 55-40. Everybody drive home, have a great night. Heath Fanning signing out here from Olathe South with the lead win 55-40 over Olathe North.